School children are listening to a dictaphone in the 1930s. During the 1930s in New York City, there were baby cages placed outside windows. There's a British man wearing a chain around the necks of some Aboriginal people. They are the natives of Australia. This was during the 1900s. A showgirl has a stuffed bird in a cage on her hindquarters. This was at the Latin Quarter nightclub in New York in 1952. This is a portrait of Eddie. The studio was C.M. Bell Studio, and the photo was taken between 1890 and the 1920s. This is a photo of 4 generations, taken around 1905. Customers are browsing records in a London music store, reflecting the vibrant post-war music culture. London, 1955. The Peel P50, known as the smallest car ever made, offers a unique glimpse into minimalist vehicle design. A Goodyear blimp, out of gas, was pulled to safety by townspeople at Cross Farm. This happened in Oneida, Tennessee in 1933. A family is heading down Park Avenue on a dog sled during the winter of 1947. A grotto inside an iceberg, photographed during the British Antarctic expedition on January 5, 1911. A striking portrait of Princess Alice captures her poised beauty as a young woman of the Victorian era, England, 1862. It's a Coney Island carnival, and there's a race happening. The people are in street clothing and they're swimming. This was sometime during the 1910s. New tricycle, Old Rives Iron Horse, California. The year is 1882. The train crash at Montparnasse Station, France, 1895. A girl has a Utrechtse crop, which is a thyroid condition. It was common in the Dutch city during the 19th century because the local drinking water didn't have enough iodine. The first digital picture ever created in 1957 shows a close-up of engineer Russell Kirsch's son, Walden, marking a groundbreaking moment in imaging technology. Samuel Reshevsky, who was 8 years old, was playing against several chess masters all at once in France in 1920. Adolf Hitler, 35 years old, upon his release from Landesberg prison, 1924. Navajo youth, Tom Torlino, as he entered the Carlisle Indian Industrial School in 1882, and again 3 years later. Dal Gully's General Store in Claiborne County, Tennessee, around 1949. A beggar is running alongside King George V's carriage at Epsom Racecourse in 1920. Chrysler Corporation offered $2,000 to anyone at the 1976 Chicago Auto Show who could break the composure of living mannequin Nancy Del Corral. Someone's nose is swollen and red with severe suppuration in 1889. Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, Princess Margaret, and a bored Prince Charles are watching the coronation ceremony of Queen Elizabeth II. This was at Westminster Abbey in 1953. In 1968, the first courses were introduced to teach men how to support their partners during childbirth, promoting shared involvement in the process. An electrically heated vest was developed for the traffic police in the United States in 1932. The power came from electric contacts in the street. Tuberculosis patients of St. Thomas Hospital relax in their beds under the open sky by the Thames, with the Parliament building in the background, 1936. This is Mary Ann Bevan, a widow who was given the title of World's Ugliest Woman in 1920. The Muse Brothers, how two kidnapped albino African-American brothers became unwilling circus stars. A newspaper boy is riding his bicycle through the streets of San Francisco, delivering papers during the busy 1920s. San Francisco, California. Charlie Chaplin, caught in a creative moment during the production of A King in New York, which was his final leading role, 1957. A Chinese woman has a goiter. This is a photographic postcard from around 1930, and it's after the Burr Photo Company. A blind Muslim named Muhammad is carrying his best friend. His best friend is a paralyzed Christian with dwarfism, and his name is Samir. This is in Damascus in 1889. Livia Hussey, 1968. There's a freshly painted M4 Sherman tank inside an infrared lamp tunnel. This tunnel is designed to cut the paint drying time from 24 hours down to 4 minutes. New York Daily News. The U.S. military is inspecting a collection of works of art that were collected by Hermann Goering in 1945. Jacques Biederer, the first photographer in history specializing in erotic photos. This was taken in Paris in 1928. One of 75 Hummingbird cabs in service struggles with heavy wear and costly maintenance, highlighting the challenges of early electric vehicles. This was in London, England, in 1897. A North Korean boy stands amid the ruins of his home, all that remained after American troops bulldozed a path through a civilian neighborhood in Hungnam, a port city, in December 1950. There are 4 people watching the Shoot the Chutes amusement ride at Luna Park, Coney Island around 1903. Waiters are serving lunch to 2 steel workers on a girder high above New York City on November 14, 1930, during the construction of the famed Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Practicing walking at the polio hospital, 1953. A young woman, maybe 20 years old, is being helped by 2 nurses. They are all in a large open room. The young woman is using crutches. She's smiling. The nurses are watching her carefully. Another young woman is in a wheelchair in the background. She's wearing a light dress and has a blanket over her legs. Sunlight comes in from a window. This behemoth of a flip cut, 1960s. "17-year-old Pele in Sweden before the World Cup in 1958. A Chinese-American war worker in Los Angeles wore a handwritten sign on his back to avoid being mistaken for Japanese in 1942. It's a combination television, radio, and cocktail set from 1951. Sheep fly cargo at the Oslo airport during the 1960s. Charlie Chaplin is holding a doll of himself around 1918. Hollywood newcomer Debbie Reynolds is arriving on the Warner Brothers lot in 1948. Charing Cross Road, Beaumonts, London, 1939. Fanny and Lillian Atwood were talented singers who often performed at church events and community gatherings. This was in Augusta, Maine, in 1863. A really skinny boy during the Dutch famine, also known as the Honger Winter. This was in the Netherlands during World War II, around 1944. There's an electrically heated vest. It was developed for the traffic police in the United States back in 1932. The Charnel House, World War I facial reconstructive surgery, 1918. It's a picnic at Los Angeles, California alligator farm. People were allowed to hang out freely with trained alligators there from 1907 to 1953. The interior of the plane had rows of seats, just like a bus. There were overhead racks for carry-on luggage. The windows were small, so you could look outside. The walls were covered in a fabric, and the floor had a carpet. There were reading lights at each seat. It's a glimpse of daily life and architecture in Westminster during the late Victorian era. This was London in 1895. A young boy proudly rides his self-made wooden bicycle, reflecting creativity and resourcefulness. 1912. Here's what I've got. An amphibious vehicle is at the U.S. military equipment exhibition during World War II. Countess Marie Louise von Larisch-Wallersee and Archduchess Marie Valerie are sharing a moment in this formal studio photograph by K. Kohler. It was taken in Budapest, Hungary, around 1880. The face of the Statue of Liberty, taken before it was put onto the monument, shows off the details of this famous symbol of freedom. There's a tough truck carrying logs from 1915. The Eiffel Tower under construction, May 15, 1888. Nat Farbman took a photo of someone feeding cats in 1953. Queen Elizabeth, with her much-loved corgis, is watching the Royal Windsor Horse Show in 1973. Two women basketball players are posing in uniform. Lexington, Kentucky, 1906. A young girl sits with her doll amidst the ruins of her bombed home during the London Blitz. London, 1940. A few seconds before happiness, 1955. The Oasis in Giza, 1917. It's a reconstruction of Tom Thumb's first trial run between Baltimore and Ellicott Mills. This was where the locomotive showed how it could change the way people traveled on rails. This was in Maryland in 1829. Tokyo in March 1945, amidst the chaos of World War II, reflects the devastation of air raids and the impact on the city. Tokyo, March 1945. Two women are riding the Ferris wheel at Coney Island in 1965. An artist is painting a picture of the ruins from the San Francisco earthquake in 1906. A family travels by freight train, showing the struggles of migrant life during the Great Depression. This took place in Toppenish, Yakima Valley, Washington, in 1939. There's a smartly dressed family group, and they're being helped from a two-wheeled cart into a coastal rowing boat. This is all happening on an English beach around the year 1900. Anne Frank and her sister Margot at the beach in Zandvoort, August 1940. The creation of the quadricycle shows Henry Ford's vision to revolutionize transportation with a gasoline engine. This was in Detroit, Michigan, in 1896. Women from the police service during World War I. Wow, these vintage photos capture Niagara Falls frozen all the way back in 1888. All right, let's talk about the London Poster Man from 1877. Acrobats are balancing on top of the Empire State Building, 1934. Rosalind Russell is riding a bicycle on the set of The Trouble with Angels, which was released in 1966.